Imagine a place that should be a refuge of acceptance and love, but becomes the scene of horrible events. This is the story of the House of the Bloody Rainbow. Are you ready to uncover the dark secrets of this cursed house? Hit play and join us. In the heart of a small town, there was a house known as the Rainbow House. It was a meeting place for the LGBT community, where everyone felt safe and accepted. The house, painted with the vibrant colors of the rainbow, was a symbol of hope and freedom. Eduardo, a young activist, frequently visited the house and felt at home there. He was always a cheerful and lively person, known for his welcoming spirit and passion for equality. But despite its cheerful appearance, the house hid a dark past. Eduardo had heard rumors about strange and inexplicable events that had occurred there in the past. Determined to uncover the truth, he began investigating the house's history, unaware of the horrors he would find. As Eduardo delved deeper into the history of the Rainbow House, he discovered that the house had been the site of a brutal massacre decades ago. A group of young LGBT people had been attacked by homophobic intruders, and the tragedy left deep marks on the walls and floors of the house. Since then, strange events had started to occur. Lights flickered without reason, whispers echoed through the halls, and shadows moved on their own. Determined to turn the house into a place of love and acceptance, the community members tried to ignore the supernatural events. But as time passed, the occurrences became increasingly intense. Eduardo began to realize that the souls of the murdered young people were trapped in the house, seeking justice and revenge. And one night during a gathering, the atmosphere in the Rainbow House was particularly heavy. Eduardo felt a chill down his spine, as if something terrible was about to happen. While talking to his friends in the main room, the lights began to flicker violently. Suddenly, the room was plunged into total darkness. The whispers he had heard before turned into screams of despair and pain. The shadows on the walls began to writhe, taking on human forms that slowly approached. Eduardo tried to calm the attendees, but fear took hold of everyone. An invisible force began pushing furniture and knocking over objects. In panic, everyone tried to leave, but the doors and windows were locked, as if a supernatural force wanted to keep them trapped. Eduardo, determined to protect his friends, decided to confront the entities haunting the house. Remembering his investigations, he knew he needed to communicate with the spirits of the murdered young people. He took a candle and a piece of paper and began writing the names of the victims, asking them to manifest. At first, nothing happened, but gradually, the temperature in the room dropped drastically, and ghostly figures began to appear. They were the young people who had been brutally murdered. Their appearances were disturbing, with visible wounds and expressions of eternal pain. They approached Eduardo, and one of them, with a look of deep sadness, whispered, "Help us." Eduardo realized that the spirits did not seek revenge, but justice. They wanted the truth about their deaths to be revealed and their killers held accountable. With the help of the other house attendees, Eduardo began investigating the archived case of the massacre. They found old records and testimonies linking influential figures in the town to the crimes. As they investigated, the supernatural phenomena intensified. Eduardo and his friends began receiving anonymous threats, and their lives were turned upside down. One night, Eduardo woke up feeling suffocated. When he opened his eyes, he saw one of the spirits hovering over him, imploring him to continue his mission. Determined to help the spirits, Eduardo gathered enough evidence to take the case to the authorities. However, those involved in the massacre began to realize the imminent danger and decided to take drastic measures to silence Eduardo and his friends. The night they planned to deliver the evidence to the police, the house was invaded by dark figures. Eduardo and his friends were brutally attacked. The malevolent entities haunting the house joined the attackers, creating a scene of pure terror. Eduardo watched as his friends were dragged into the darkness, their voices muffled by screams of pain and despair. Desperate, Eduardo tried to fight back but was overpowered by the dark forces. In his final moments, he saw the spirits of the murdered young people manifest, trying to protect their new friends, but the force of evil was overwhelming. Eduardo was found unconscious the next morning, the house destroyed and his friends missing. The authorities never found the bodies, and the case was closed as another unsolved mystery. Eduardo, traumatized, was committed to a psychiatric institution where he would spend the rest of his days. The spirits of the murdered young people still haunt the Rainbow House, waiting for justice that may never come. The house, now avoided by all, remains a grim reminder of the horrors that occurred there. Leave your comment below if you want to know the part 2 of this story. If you have a horror story and want to see it published on our channel, send us your story.